Blake Production.
What is going on, guys? We're looking at Rivian stock here. Just want to do a quick little breakdown. I really like the shape of it long term. Um, Overall, I think in like a bigger picture, the stock does look like it's starting to get ready to move. Unfortunately, though, we're being suppressed. Like the stock's definitely being suppressed. It's probably from the macroeconomic factors that are happening. Like there's a full-on war in Iran. Now, how does that affect the markets? Well, we're even seeing gold and silver drop now. Oil's skyrocketing because of the Strait of Hormuz or Hormuz is, I guess, closed off. There's a lot of things happening worldwide from a macroeconomic perspective that affects the markets. So we're likely not to see, you know, assets like this rip right now. Doesn't mean they won't in the future. So I'm going to break down my technical thoughts. I still think the shape of this looks pretty well, but I do think that, there is potential for this stock to correct back down towards, 1236 range, which was, the week of November 3rd, 2025. We saw a really nice rally and it kind of kicked off a rally for Rivian, right? So if we go zoom into the daily, we gapped down that Monday or Tuesday and then we finished the week way higher, and that kind of started this little uptrend. We've created a higher low since, right? So we've created, look how many higher lows we've created here. The overall trend for Rivian is there. The macroeconomic factors are slowing it down. So what I want to prepare for is for the opportunity if we do start to correct back down to previous support levels. And I'll be looking at these ranges here where we created higher lows to act as support. So what I see here is the potential where we have this A, B, C correction right back into 1150, potentially 1250 range, right? We have this A, B, potentially C correction. You're starting to see, look at the wicks here. Um, yeah, this sell off here isn't the best for, people who are purchasing, but I do want to be aware of that opportunity if we do come into this range. This is where I bought my original January 2027 calls. I've sold half of them in this range, and now I will be kind of just watching the stock to see if I want to either add to that position or if I want to, secure the profit, hopefully sell break even at worst case scenario, and then reevaluate. So that's my thoughts here on Rivian. The trend is our friend here. We just have to see and make sure that the integrity of these higher lows that were developed since we're looking at 2024, right? Can hold. Are the buyers going to step in here and show demand, right? So that will be important to see. I also think, like what's happening in the world right now, things move fast. We could potentially be a few weeks out of, a good news scenario coming out and the markets rally from there, right? So it's interesting. We've seen crypto pull back first. Maybe we see, if you look at the Nasdaq here, um, we could even just look at QQQ. Uh, you can start to see how it looks like the Nasdaq wants to roll over a bit. So again, Rivian being on the Nasdaq, um, if this starts to roll over, the likelihood of Rivian staying strong is unlikely. So we need to prepare ourselves for that opportunity. So around 555, this is a decent area to look to go long potentially, depending on how the market reacts. So let's put that a move down here as a potential. And I'd also be looking at potentially worst case scenario 530. right? So that's another area I'd be paying attention to if the market does want to roll over, and then now the market's wanting to potentially follow crypto. So maybe crypto's been leading us this whole time, um, in terms of, the market correction. So these are the levels I want to pay attention to if we do get that rollover. So that could be a potential, 5 to 10% correction, just about. And that could be a really healthy reset. We'd be back testing this area that was previous resistance. Potentially, it's going to act as support here. So I think that if we're patient for the first half of 2026 and you're allocating to assets that are shaping up pretty well, in my opinion, Rivian's one of them, we could get a nice setup and a nice entry for the second half of 2026 going into 2027. So that's the breakdown. That's how I'm kind of looking at this and preparing. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.